What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. We're looking at the brand new record from Bebe Rexha entitled Better Mistakes, which she released on May 7th. This is her sophomore effort, her follow-up to 2018's Expectations. And this is a very personal record. It focuses on her struggles with mental illness, most notably bipolar disorder, something that she's been very vocal about in the last 3 or 4 years. And while I admire her for her candidness and her vulnerability and being open to talk about these issues, I just am not crazy about the way that message is delivered on this album. And it's really unfortunate because there's a lot of cool things that are going on this record. Bebe is a phenomenal talent, an incredible voice, an incredible songwriter. Spent a lot of time behind the scenes before, during her solo thing. She actually wrote the hook that Rihanna sang on Monster, that Eminem song, that won a Grammy. So again, very talented. She obviously knows what she's doing. I like her style. She's got this pop punk thing going on that is a lot of fun, and I get why people dig her music. You're probably going to hear a lot of these songs in the club, remixed, or maybe just on their own over the summer. So anticipate that. There's some good hooks, and again, her voice sounds great on this record. A lot of fun guest appearances as well from Travis Barker, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Uzi Vert. Doja Cat, most notably Rick Ross, does a little cover of Amore with her on this record, which is kind of fun. It's an interesting little element to this record. To get back to the big thing, though, and because this record is, again, so personal and it focuses on something that is very taboo in our culture, mental illness. And I cannot applaud her enough for just being so open about it, being willing to address it. I think the only way to erase the stigma attached with things like depression and bipolar disorder, things that affect so many people, to be completely honest with all of you. It's an amazing thing, and I commend her for that. However, I'm just having a hard time, and it just feels like I'm getting mixed messages on this album as far as where her head is at. I mean, if the creation of this album was catharsis for her, then that's excellent. I hope she found relief in expressing her frustrations and her sadness and everything that she felt in the creation of this record. Having said that, someone who's struggling with mental illness, listening to this record, the lead song "Better Mistakes." We'll just pull up the lyrics. In the hook, she says, "I don't realize it until it's too late. Oh wait, I should probably make better mistakes. I should dye my hair. I should fuck my ex. I should lose my phone. Better mistakes. I should finally listen to my friends, etc., etc." This thing goes on. And this is just one of many examples on this record where it just feels like there's no acknowledgement of the effect that your emotional tornado has on the world around you. And that's really unfortunate. And part of the reason I've struggled with this review is because my ex is someone who definitely struggled with mental illness, struggled with substance abuse, and I can't get behind this project. It feels too lighthearted in light of a situation that strikes home very personally to me, and was something that was very serious. The opening track with Travis Barker, "Break My Heart," she drops this line about Klonopin, and it's something that my ex took, and once she had a few beers in her on that, I mean, it was just like a monster. And I just feel like it's really important for people to be open about these things and to express their frustrations and to talk about their feelings and talk about their emotions. However, you have to understand that your actions have consequences for the people around you. And I just feel like part of the lyrics on this thing are, send this message of it's okay to be this emotional tornado, and it's not. It really isn't. Again, I'm not a mental health professional. I cannot give advice or do anything. But from my personal experience, it's. I think of Demi Lovato and that song "California Sober" that she just put out, and she's someone who almost died. Like, her substance abuse almost killed her. And so I don't want to listen to you preach to me about sobriety in your lyrics and your songs while you're casually sipping martinis. I just think that's bullshit. I absolutely do. And I don't think that Bebe is necessarily crossing that line on this record, but it feels pretty close at some spots, and it just really feels like at times she's making light of something that she's trying to address as a very serious issue, and I can't get behind it. It's 3 in the morning. I've been thinking about this album a lot, and it's really it's bummed me out because for a sophomore record, there's a lot going on musically that's phenomenal. She's got a promising future ahead of her, and I think that this is a record that is someone who is trying to work a lot of stuff out, and in the process of doing so, I can't get behind the mixed message that's delivered in the process. So I'm going to vinyl pass on this. Again, if you have found catharsis in this record, if this has been helpful in any way, that's amazing. I don't want to hate on anybody that looks at a piece of art and can find some type of closure or resolution or whatever it might be through that song. But in reading a lot of these lyrics and just the vibe of the record, it seems to be very, very diametrically opposed to the overall message that she's trying to deliver to people. So I hope you find this review helpful. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check out the live show on Sunday nights. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.